Are we actually live? Am I going into an intro, or is what's happening?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. Hello, once again, back to D&D. Let's get through this recap because shit's going wild. So last session, you guys killed a Hydra. Pretty good thing to start off with. You were facing Halahand and his druid friend, but they disappeared. Halahand used his sword to stab it into the ground. Poof, they disappeared. However, his druid friend charmed the Hydra, so it was very aggressive towards you guys. And you ended up killing it. Good job. Or rather, Felix ended up making it kill itself. Hey ho. You escaped, you found some kind of cool gear on your way out. And upon your escape, you weren't exactly sure where Halahand went, but you had an inkling from Dolus to go to the Admiral. You went back to the Shattered Coast, had a bit of an interaction with some people who were looking for the cheating bastards to go back to the Admiral. They were very easily confused. And you went to go see the Admiral being a dark-skinned human with a very lavish sort of purple naval jacket with gold trim and lots of medals that probably aren't his. He's a very exquisite man. You know, he likes all sorts of fancy stuffs. And he's decorated the inside of his tower, the tower of the Shattered Coast and of the Admiral, in the very centre of town, to be thus. This tower is a very sort of misshapen, mishapped piece of architecture that's clearly sort of grown and grown and grown over the many, many years that it's been up here. Inside, he discussed basically you guys' involvement with Halahand and the potential to take him down. A lot of people have, well, not a lot of people, he has rallied some support against Halahand in the Shattered Coast, and has a few ships who have agreed essentially to team up, make a small fleet, and go take Halahand down for the benefit of everyone else. But as you were in the midst of this conversation, you saw something outside. A man on an opposing rooftop casting a spell. You all ducked down, and a fireball came streaking through the window. Some of you ducked down. Others made sure others ducked down. It was a very, very big explosion, and it brought the entire wall off to reveal a man in a sort of hooded black outfit on the building opposite, who ran away. You guys chased him over several buildings, down onto the street. Mazzy shot a guy, shot him first, ensnaring him, but then after he escaped, shot a random bystander. And this guy went through the crowds, took a right, and went down a road with lots of like monsters in cages and stuff for the sort of pit fighting that goes on here. Pit fighting and monster wrangling is a decently it's a way for sailors to let off steam and things like that in the Shattered Coast, and it's a decently large part of the community there. So you saw all these cages and stuff as he turned around, and though Felix managed to get him in the fiery shackles of his fire giant's rune, he was able to suggest to a commoner, he cast the spell suggestion on him, to open one of these larger cages, and a huge ogre-like creature emerged. Felix obviously being about 12 foot in this scenario because he's large. This ogre was about the same size as him. It had horns like over its knuckles, up its arms, ram horns on its head, and sort of tusks under its chin. And as a sort of held action for escaping, it just fucking sprinted out and rammed into the into a building adjacent. And funnily enough, I actually decided I was originally going to run this theatre of the mind, but I thought, why not stick us over into this?
Oh.
Hello. So, obviously, this is where you guys are. Griffin, you held back to help the man who was injured. So this is where. So obviously, this is where you guys landed after jumping off the building, and you sort of corralled it down the street. This is the assassin in question. Mm-hmm. And this obviously being the massive ogre that has just trampled into the building opposite. We are still technically in initiative, so we're going to pick it right back up with Felix. You're at the top of the initiative round. The day is dawning. You're tired. You've been bruised and beaten all day. I mean, only earlier on today were you fighting a Hydra, now you're fighting this thing. But actually, before you go, Mazzy, can you make me a nature or survival check, please?
Interesting.
I think you have advantage because of your background. Not background, of your favoured enemies.
Well, it made no difference.
You can tell this thing is a fiend. That's all you got from that. Not like any other sort of ogre or anything you've ever seen, but it is a fiend. It has big horns, and it charges at things. There we go. Felix, you're up, my dude.
I want to take out this pesky wizard magic running man who's been a pain.
If you remember, he is on the floor, sort of bound by these shackles.
Yeah, he is
and stuff.
restrained.
He is restrained.
But
You can't obviously attack him and essentially beat him. If you would like to.
Unconscious.
Yeah, go for it. Roll to hit with advantage. If you hit, it's obviously a critical hit, so there you go. I believe he's already taken a decent bit of damage,
Is
actually.
it crit?
No, it's not a crit, because he's only restrained. There we go.
It is a crit.
I mean, yeah, it is a crit. Jesus Christ. Alright, roll the damage.
So there's that, and then that on top.
Oh, alright. So what was that, your short sword? Yeah, you just sort of drive this short sword down into like his leg, and you just hear him like wail out in pain. If you remember, this is a pretty rough looking dude. Griffin, I don't think you got a proper look at him, but I think it was Felix and Oramis that did. Pardon, sorry?
Old man at the back.
Yeah, so I think everyone else got a decent look at this guy. He was bald, he had this shark tattoo over his bald head, his like one of his nostrils, he had the scar over his face, rendering one of his nostrils like completely like useless. Yeah, pretty grim looking dude. And he just sort of wails out in pain as this, definitely does a fair bit of damage. Anything else? Are you going to attack again?
If he's still conscious, yeah, I'm just trying to knock him unconscious.
He is just about unconscious, yeah, so you can attack again.
It's 24.
Still hits, yeah. 10 piercing damage.
What's that?
And he's now unconscious.
You like hitting him with the flat of your sword?
Yeah, I like to think I'm just like smacking him on the side of the head.
Yeah, just this huge 12-foot dude is like, so like,
No.
this guy was on the floor. He obviously cast suggestion. This ogre was released. Like, what are you gonna do now, huh? And then you just sort of dong smacks his head onto the floor, and he's there, and he's literally made a dent in like the crappy cobblestone underneath, and he's like, that wasn't so dong. And now he's out.
Alright.
Completely out.
I would like to grab him. What square am I in? Am I in?
You are
I'm like
in
half.
this square.
Okay. I would like to grab him and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
Just so like...
There are like people like all around you as well, like running and moving out of the way. A lot of sort of drunk people walking up to this big ogre going, oh, I can take you, and then taking another look at it and going, nope, I can't take you, fuck off.
Is this looks like some kind of well or statue or something like that? Can I like so he's like sort of unconscious and sitting against that?
Yeah, it's like a small little well to give people in this sort of square like easy access to the water sort of down below. Yeah, obviously. So, you can like prop them up against that, whatever you'd like.
I will also cancel my fire movement on him if I can do that as like a free action or something, or bonus action.
If it doesn't say anything about cancelling it, then yeah, you can just cancel that as a free action.
So it doesn't continue to burn him to death now he's unconscious.
That's fair.
And yeah, I just want
Totally undeserved.
I want to put him out of harm's way, and then I'm going to cast a firebolt at using my hasted action at
The big thing.
the big thing. Yes.
Roll for firebolt. That hits.
6. That's
Let me just find this thing's. That is very, very low. It's only 6, man.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It does suck.
2 ones.
2 ones. And then finally, I'm going to a bonus action blade song.
Oh, that's actually a good point. It is a fiend, and therefore resistant to fire, you think.
Yeah. I thought
So
I
it takes about 3.
be, but
So as you sort of fling this firebolt back, it like sort of scuttles along and sort of like traipses along its like legs, and it just doesn't. It barely feels anything. If anything, it just burns up a little bit of the loincloth that's wearing around its waist.
oh god, that's the last thing I want to do.
I know. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, just go into my blade song and leave it at that.
Fair enough. Oramis.
Is this as tall as the building? So if I were to get on top
So this
of the
thing is
building,
about
I'd
12
be
feet
looking
tall.
down on it.
Yeah. Yes, this thing's about 12 feet tall. The building is about 30 feet tall.
Sweet.
Like a double thinged building.
How tall is the building, did you say? 30 feet.
About 30 feet, yeah.
Can I climb up it?
Yeah.
So that's all my movement. And then I would like to bonus action dash.
Mm-hmm.
15 to there. And you're probably going to tell me this isn't going to work. Can I cast... where's my spell? Can I cast Thunder Wave down on it to try and knock it prone?
You know what? I'll allow that. It's fairly inventive, and I guess it pushes it down. So yeah, I guess it would make sense. Obviously, so this thing is also like half inside the building at the minute. So not only would you be thunder waving down onto it, but you'd also be thunder waving a lot of building on top of it as well, which could potentially have some, I don't know, other benefits or things like that. So potentially could work. So if you'd like, yeah, you can roll. For thunder wave. What thing does it have to make? Is it strength save?
It is.
Hold on
What's it? Constitution, apparently.
Constitution. That seems like a weird thing for it to make. But there we go. Constitution is... that's not bad. That's a natural 1.
Success.
Fantastic. So it takes 7 damage. And roll me an extra d6 for just building falling on top of it as well.
Ooh,
4.
tasty.
There we go. And yes,
Roll
it is now
D6
prone.
building.
It is now prone. So this thing was like half inside this. Well, it looks like a sort of like weird half tavern, half sort of like apothecary shop. Well, not apothecary shop, but like half tavern, half like food shop sort of thing. It was sort of half into it, like its horn like stuck on a foundation, and then you've just blown that foundation from under, and all the floor, and all the everything from underneath. And as the building sort of opens up, you can see people like inside the building, standing at the very edge, just like, oh my god, as this thing falls prone. Nicely done. Anything else on your turn?
Nope. That's it.
Cool. It is now its turn. And it is going to stand up with, is it 15 feet of movement or half its movement? Half its movement, right. So it's going to stand up with half of its movement, and it's going to look around and go, "Rrr, rrr, rrr." And it looks, and so, actually, yeah, that's moved over there. And it's going to look, and it's going to look up. And, will it, who does it go for? The one it can charge or the one it can, yeah, it's going to go for, so it's going to look up and go, bleh, turn around. And then Mazzy, you can just see it just sort of stomps this one hoof. Just and it begins to charge. And you notice as it's charging, it roars. And as it does, its shoulder pops. The other one pops out. Its back cracks and contorts and suddenly becomes a lot larger. like a lot larger. And by the time it actually makes it to you, so it's gotten rather big.
Oh, JJ, he can piss slightly further than you can.
If I wasn't out of spells, I could challenge him.
That being one of his actions, and then he gets to make a free attack on you with his charge. So let's see how this goes. Oh god, that is a... Oh fuck. That's a 24 to hit.
What? Carry on.
Apologies. Can you make me a strength saving throw, please, my guy?
That's right.
Wrong dice. That was pretty good. You're fine. So
the guy who opened this cage earlier pushed past you. That's a normal civilian.
That's
You got
a normal
pushed out of the
civilian.
way by a normal civilian, but you succeeded in a strength save against a giant creature.
Yeah.
I wonder what the cage must
I made
have
that
made
guy
out
feel
of
like he was
to,
really strong.
Yeah, you felt bad because he'd almost killed probably his friend from the pub.
Yeah.
Mazzy, can you take 30 points of bludgeoning damage?
30.
30. As he moved
I
20
felt
feet
that
to
would
get
count.
towards you, he got to add some extra damage to it.
Right, well, I'm
Nice.
attacking him because he's a bastard, and I'm
You
gonna
do
attack
get to attack him because he's a bastard. I'm sorry, he rolled particularly high.
him.
13 hits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no.
Not wow.
Oh, he's
Not very well.
ones on the damage map.
You passed your strength save. So as this thing just charges towards you, it sort of knocks you, but you manage to sort of turn the momentum of it, sort of throwing you backwards to just keep your, like you fall onto the floor, but with the momentum, you just pull yourself back up again. And that is all it can do on its turn, as it just rampages towards you, and that is pretty much all of its movement as well. And at the end of this thing's turn, it just screams and roars out into the street, echoing just all across the Shattered Coast as this thing's free. And you can see in these things back here are like the cages of other animals, and you can see just in these three are like three small groups of goblins, and they're just chittering and laughing to themselves like at the chaos that's unfolding. Next up is Griffin.
So I've just seen. Would I have seen like the thing run into the building?
Probably not, because it would have
Okay.
been in this cage, but you've heard it,
So
and
I
very
don't
suddenly.
have that like, oh, I swear it was smaller a second ago moment. I just know. I
Not
just see it
quite.
and know it's big. Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
you've just seen this thing and know it's absolutely huge at the minute.
Oh fuck me! Right. Okay. Seeing that he's just hurt. I was gonna say he's hurt my boy Mazzy. Mazzy ain't my boy.
What? I agree. Yeah.
No disrespect. Roy,
We're not at
you
that.
haven't, you haven't
we're not
earned that
at level yet.
status yet.
you
Yeah.
haven't.
He hasn't earned my trust.
Oh, can I actually get there? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Right, I'm gonna go there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern on this geezer.
On that geezer.
Let me just check something about my spell casting. My meta magic. I mean, I think I can maneuver it anyway, but actually, how big is it? How big is it?
20-foot cube?
I think
Yeah,
it is.
I think it's like a 20-foot cube.
It's quite big, isn't it?
I mean,
A
that's
30 foot cube.
Oh, that's
30-foot cube. That is very big.
So is there a way I can get this Ben 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30? I think I can get it without getting Luke or Matt.
5, 10,
If I go 5, 10.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's tight.
no. There is. It is literally just on the thing, but yes, you
Okay.
can get it without getting Luke on map.
That's
Needs to roll. What does he need to roll? Wisdom or intelligence?
Spell anyway, so I could have used a sorcery point. But I think it's charisma or wisdom. I'll double check real quick.
I don't think it's charisma. I'd be surprised if it was charisma.
Possibly wisdom. Then.
I don't think this thing is on.
It's wisdom. Yes, I'm hoping it's fucking stupid.
It's fucking stupid. Very suddenly, you just see this sort of hypnotic pattern sprayed across the street. This sort of colourful mix of all different colours, and suddenly this thing's just looking around like, just looking up, like dazed and looking up, like being all dumb and stupid. Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna shout. Is there a way we can try and? I've got it held. Can we try and restrain it?
No.
What are the can you put hypnotic pattern in the chat just a quick second? Just want to see what it says, because that might affect certain parts of it.
Like why you're saying that?
Just in pattern closes, the pattern appears for the moment, vanishes. The creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed, creature is incapacitated. So as this thing looks up, you can tell like all the rage it had built up has clearly just abandoned it, and it goes back to that size.
Oh,
And it just sort of like looking up, all giddy.
that's all I can say on my go. I think.
Alrighty. Next up would have been the assassin, but he is fucking out cold. So Mazzy, it is your turn.
Right, I am going to get the hell out of dodge and disengage.
Don't
Basically,
need to disengage.
If I stay any closer to this thing, it will kill me.
That's fair.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Bye!
Bye.
Because I've disengaged, can I still... I don't have a healing potion. Can I cast healing spirit on myself, or is that not going to happen?
So did you disengage?
Oh yeah, I disengaged, yeah.
You wouldn't have had to. It's incapacitated. It can't do
Oh,
anything.
is it? Sure, sorry. Then I have not done that. I've run away.
Yeah. Then yes,
That's
you can.
automatic.
You could have done that anyway, because I'm pretty sure healing spirit is a bonus action. You can also cast things like cure wounds or whatever now, which works just as good.
Fair enough. Well, yeah,
There
I'm
you
going to cast that, so I try not to die.
Sounds good.
Oh, for God's sake.
You're really good at D&D.
Why do I try?
You cast healing spirit, and one very small bruise on your arm slightly becomes less purple.
Yeah.
Purple to green, like, a 3-day-old bruise.
Yeah.
Watch me go down to 1 HP and you're like, aha, that really helped.
Cool. We go back to Felix. So Felix, you're obviously big.
Yes.
All this has happened. Obviously, this thing can't make a save. So what is the plan now? As a general thing, like if you guys aren't planning on attacking it, we don't have to go back into initiative. We can just say what's your plan for now? With this thing, just
Actually, let's change this go. We're still initiative.
we don't have to be if no one's planning on like attacking it or anything.
So when
We can
it's
just-
like dazed, does it seem to have like any sort of awareness of it? If I walk up, okay, I'm gonna walk up to it, and as I'm sort of a comparable size, and I'm just gonna like gently put a hand on its back and just try and sort of like gently push it towards the cage, and try and get it to like start moving in that direction.
Well, yeah, you're not making any any sort of damaging things. You're just pushing it. So yeah, its speed becomes 0, so it effectively try and push back against your thing. It will go where you maneuver it to. Just make me, I'll say an animal handling check. Just to try and sort of like maneuver this basically thing as dumb as an animal towards its cage. Okay, I'll say within sort of like the space of most of your turn, you manage to move it, and it's very, very slow, very, very lumbering, and you get it towards the cage. But with an 11, you're not going to be able to. So like you get it towards its cage, which is here. But with an 11, getting it within the cage, like this thing was fairly crammed in, is going to be potentially quite difficult to do, and it's a very poorly made cage as well. I'll say for the purpose of this, we can drop out of initiative now. So if anyone else has any ideas,
I've only got a minute on this thing, so hurry the fuck up.
I'll get out an ensnaring arrow just in case Sam runs out, but I'm not going to fire it unless required.
Cool.
Can I go and give my good buddy Felix a hand pushing this?
You can, yes.
Hang on. Right. This is shattered, this cage, hasn't it? Or did the guy just unlock it?
The guy just unlocked it and it burst open the door.
Oh, okay. So is the door still attached?
The door is still attached, yes. And you are potentially able to get him in. You're going to have to like sort of crouch him in and then very awkwardly push him in and maneuver him in without being too aggressive.
Arresting someone, like I can just gently like push his head down a little bit, and Griffin can just like push him from behind, maybe.
Yeah, so if one of you wants to make an animal handling check with advantage, or both of you can make individual ones, either or.
What's your animal handling like, Felix? As a good friend, I definitely know this ability of yours.
Not great.
Okay, I'll take the advantage.
Okay, go for it.
Ah!
Yours is the same.
With a 14, you start like maneuvering his head, like Felix just sort of guides its head down, and you're the one actually like pushing it forwards, and you manage to sort of cram it in. It's a very slow, very precarious thing. And you have to stop for a brief second because the guy just shouts from the other side of the street, "Oi! Don't wake it up!"
What do you think we're trying to do?
Which almost for a brief second, like as he shouts like "Oi!" this thing just goes like.
If more than about 30 seconds pass, my haste would fade and I would be stunned for 6 seconds.
Then with the 14, yes, 30 seconds pass as you're trying to carefully maneuver this thing through, and then suddenly you just feel so tired, and you're basically like stunned in like just a brief like, oh my god, I did not expect that. And suddenly just the thing of running 100 feet in 6 seconds and jumping off a building and all that crap is just sort of caught up to you. So Felix, can you make me just one more animal handling check to see if you can just get this thing in? Actually, that'll do. Yeah, that'll do. You manage to push it in, and then very, very quickly, you and the actual like handler of all of these monsters and things quickly. It's a young sort of not young, an older sort of dwarf with a lot of sort of leather like jackets and layers and things like that, runs up and just quickly helps you shut the door, grabs the sort of piton that was the lock, shoves it back on.
When that haste faded.
You wouldn't be big, or
I wouldn't know. When the haste faded, I'd also around the same time giants might with it, so I'd also shrink down.
That's fair. So you shrink down, manage to get this thing in, and just as you close it, this dwarf sort of pulls up this step ladder really, really quick, rushes up to the top, slams in the piton, gives it like a good like bash with his hand down, and then very suddenly it's just starts sort of shaking the cave, moving everything around. The dwarf even like falls off of his step ladder, which isn't too high in any case, but this thing is safely back in its thing. It's screaming, it's shouting, it's doing everything except escaping.
Oh,
good job, lads. You handled that one quite well, actually. And for once, you didn't kill a thing.
I mean,
look at that.
Next turn, I was going to go absolutely ballistic on it because I had 2 attacks, hasted attack, action surge for 2 more attacks. I was just going to go mad.
That would have been very fun to see. But it's back in
Mazzy's
its
sashimi.
back in its cage. And as it's back in its cage, everything calms down, and people are actually all around begin like cheering for you guys. One guy just, the cheating bastard! No, it's the dragon's revenge. Oh, don't correct me. No, you don't correct me. And a fight breaks out somewhere.
Shatter Coast, everyone.
But people do start cheering. People start clapping. Mazzy, you notice in the corner of your eye that girl from the bar the other day just is also like clapping, looking at you.
By a goat ogre.
She saw him get slammed, but hold his ground against a goat ogre that was trying to push him. Like that would have been like you knocked prone and knocked 10 feet away from it as well. So you did good. But yeah, and we call initiative there. Obviously, we haven't been in initiative in a while, but things settle down. This assassin is still there. He's just on the floor, like. And Griffin, make me a history check with advantage, good sir.
Yeah. I'm really good at history. Oh, here we go.
Really good at history.
I'm really good at history.
He's called it.
Really good at history.
Well, like
Advantage,
-1 good at history.
No, like 1.
One.
I could say we do like some help, but you've already
History, bitch! History!
So, I'll say you can't quite remember his name, but you have seen this guy before. And this guy comes with quite the, what's the word? Reputation of being a pretty prolific assassin along the east coast of Ambyr.
Not prolific enough.
Yeah, he went out like a bit of a bitch. No. Does he work for the organisation that I think he does?
You do remember he had the last time you saw him.
Yeah.
He was working for them, yeah. But what's weird is you remember him getting sent off to prison. A very, very prolific prison in Ambyr, actually. One no one ever really escaped from, called the Silverhold. But yet somehow he's here. Other details about him you don't remember at all.
We're in a bit deep here, chaps.
For why?
I don't want to say this man is on a par with Hallowhand, but if he's not on a par, he is just below.
So, is it fair to assume that Griffin has told us that he was at one point in prison?
Oh no, but
This guy, this guy was in
that guy.
prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Relay, just imagine what Ben said in Griffin's husky, sexy voice.
Oh, my son is stuff. It's too sexy. Repeat it all again, but sound less sexy, Griffin.
Okay. Right, basically, this guy, he was stuck in prison and somehow he's got out. And he's a master assassin. Oh my god, he's ripped some people to absolute shreds that I've seen.
That's done it. That's calmed every ocean.
Dear Lord.
Tell you what though, we had him, didn't we, on Turles tweeted. This is Griffin now.
I really love the thought that after every fight, Griffin just goes, "Tell you what, we had that on toast, we did." Fantastic. Griffin's just an old geezer who wants to go to the pub. Oh god.
I'll turn to Oramis and I'll say, if this man is in league with Hallowhand, you are fighting something far bigger than you imagined.
What do you mean? How come? Who is this man?
What sort
He's
of
an
devil is he?
I've relayed everything Ben said. I don't remember his name. He's not that good, but no, I'm joking. I can't remember his name. It was a long time ago, but I've seen this man before, and he's lethal. I think we were very lucky.
It didn't look very lethal.
I've disposed with him how we did. Yeah, I think, but he was trying to get away. I think if he'd stood his ground, we'd be in trouble.
What was that spell he cast?
I didn't recognise it, but it was powerful fire magic.
I mean, people can make an Arcana check if they'd like.
Who's got good Arcana?
Russian.
Felix. Do you know this black magic?
If people are helping him trying to think, you can get an advantage. But
Oh, I've rolled. Sorry.
okay.
Fuck, he knows more than
So you've obviously got the spell Fireball, and you know it was very akin to Fireball.
Oh my god!
And nat 20.
That's not
I.
fair.
Guys.
What's the point in having modifiers if this piece of shit's just going to roll up? And do it?
So Oramis, you pose the question, and Griffin's like, it wasn't Fireball that he cast; it was something much more powerful. And Felix, almost like just sort of chiming, goes, "Yes, I agree." Then Oramis is like, "Oh wait, yeah, that it's like longer blast, blast that starts delayed blast. That's it.
It's delayed blast. Shit. Didn't you say last week, JJ, that's like a level 7 spell, isn't it?
I mean, out of character, that's a high level spell.
It's an 8th level spell.
Oh my.
Ben.
You guys were so fucked.
I love the idea that Ben just actually is fed up with D&D and just wanted to completely ruin everything. I'll just kill them all in one. And then when we survived, he was like, "Oh, I've got to come up with something really quick now." So he drew his little race map.
You wanted to kill us all in that in-person session so you could look us in the eye and say, "I've finished you."
Guardians are finished.
Sorry, the best two is
What is your AC going to do for you now, boy? Uncanny dodge that, Bizatch. No, oh yeah, no, you evaded it. Griffin took 46 fire damage. Oramis took nothing.
I took Oramis's damage, I think.
Cheers, boss.
That's alright.
As you guys are speaking, the admiral, followed by Pilko, his obviously assistant, and 2 of these guards that were outside the front are on their way towards you. Obviously, seeing the commotion and everything, they walk up towards you and just, you got him. Fantastic, boys. Absolutely top notch. You all did everything. Pilko, make sure to write this down. Yeah, yes, sir. These boys, get them a nice place to stay tonight. I want their meals and drinks paid for. They're a great service. Also, note this down as well. We need that building fixed by someone. What was it? Was it a bar? Yes, sir. I believe it was a bar. It must be fixed with the quickest action. He just sort of starts staring at the building like. You can see half of his face, or at least some of this guy's face, has been singed quite badly. He's almost limping towards you, using that cane that he had earlier on to sort of aid him. And he's now got his purple jacket on with a golden trim, and then another jacket over that, as sort of like a, just an extra layer of coats. But it does look a little bit ridiculous. He's clearly not quite himself at the minute.
That sounds exactly like him, to be fair.
Yeah. But he has made sure to pick up his tricorn, dust it off, and bicorn, sorry. And make sure it's on his it's on his head. Is there anything else you guys would like to do at the minute?
What was that prison called again, Ben? Sorry, Silverhold.
The Silverhold.
Silverhold, okay.
You can make another history check if you'd like to ascertain.
I'm really good at them.
Some more knowledge about that.
So might as well.
I think every history check I've asked you to make, you haven't rolled above a 10 with any history check I've asked you to make.
You're terrible.
I'm 80-something years old, and I have memory problems.
It's a very big, very, very scary prison. Yeah.
Where is it?
That's about...
If it said Silverhold to us, would that ring any bells as residents of Ambyr or something weird?
I mean, yeah, this is a fairly famous prison, so, I mean, if you want, you can all roll history checks of your own if you'd like to see if you can ascertain any
Don't worry, guys, I got
more...
this.
No, don't go over 10, please.
Yes, so... Felix.
You've wasted it now.
You wasted it. So Felix, you're the first to sort of recognize the Silverhold. The Silverhold is a place off the coast of, off the coast between Cardsea and Swandiff.
Continent.
It is. I mean, it is technically. It's only like a couple of miles off the coast. It's on this very, very small island, and it is essentially like the Azkaban of this world, the Alcatraz of this world, the Arkham Asylum of Ambyr, AAA, as it were. What like when only the very most deadly of deadly people are ever thrown in here, and it's not a case of like, you go in there and you serve your time and you go out. No, when you are thrown in, that is it. You are there until you die, no matter what you're thrown in there for. You're there till you die, and then when you die, someone else gets your room. Whoever else gets thrown in there. And it's sort of a case where like guards patrol the outside of it, but whatever happens inside, that's up to them. Very, very, people of like nightmares, go into there. Cannibals, dark necromancers, and evil orc war chiefs, and all this sort of stuff. And no one in the history of Ambyr has ever escaped. So for Griffin to say that this guy has somehow got out is particularly alarming. Yeah. Particularly quite alarming.
I relay all of this to the admiral if the admiral doesn't recognise who it is, and say, like, if you're taking him into your custody, I would have him watched constantly.
Yeah, the admiral sort of walks over to him and using his cane, he sort of lifts up his chin. I recognize the face, but not the name. Oh, well. Oh, we're going to kill him. Probably should find out what he knows, but are we going to kill him? Haven't decided who wants to kill him yet.
Not it.
Pilko, get my killing sword. But sir, I'd have to walk all the way back to the Pilko, get the killing sword. Sir, you already have a sword. Pilko, if you interrupt me one more time, you are sleeping on the rug. Do you understand?
Oh, do they share a bed?
Walks off. No, they don't share a bed. I make him sleep on his rug in his house. His wife hates it, but there we go.
Is the guy still asleep, the assassin?
Yeah, he's knocked out.
Unconscious?
He's unconscious. Roll a d4 for me, Felix.
It's very important you roll low here, JJ. Oh, fuck's sake.
He is out for 3 hours or until he receives any sort of healing.
I hit him
Oh,
really
really?
hard.
Until he
He's
receives
hit him
any sort of
particularly
healing.
Any sort of healing, even 1 point of healing will wake him
Okay, I'm going to grab his hand.
up. Mm-hmm.
Is he still restrained before I do this?
No.
Nope.
Okay, can we restrain him in anyone,
I mean,
please?
if we've got some time, I can make some little, like, stone bindings out of the ground.
But what's to stop him from just teleporting away again?
He
Good question.
needs to be able to speak to do that, but he also needs to be able
How we
to
gonna
speak
get-
to tell us
yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So...
Get him to write it down. Give him a pen or something.
I think if someone, like, if I bring him to and someone has a held action for as soon as he does anything, I'll just bring him back with 1 point, and you can just knock him out straight away.
Okay.
That might. We need a bit of
Eldritch
info.
Blast.
We need a bit of info before the admiral just kills him with the killing sword.
Gentlemen, please, let us not do this here. This is a town square. Things are going on here, and we don't know what eyes of Hallowhand might be upon us. Let us bring him back to the fortress. So you were going back to the fortress anyway? Oh my god. Pilko walks off. You two! Get him. And the two guards pick him up sort of by just under the arms and drag him down the street. People are just sort of shouting boo, boo, and throwing things at him. Mostly hitting the guards accidentally, not him. Because people are people, but there we go. And as they're walking down the street, the Admiral, with his cane, just sort of walks down and walks up to you, Griffin, and goes, when this is over, I'd quite like to speak to you, if that's okay.
Completely.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. He takes him back to the tower, and within the tower, he takes him down a set of stairs, and then down another set of stairs, into what is like a very well-maintained prison. Surprisingly maintained, given the shattered coast. But I guess if the Admiral is going to throw someone away, they definitely want to do it very, very well. The bars on the things are like inches thick, and things like that. The iron doors are also very, very thick. The guards almost have to like drop the guy to both push open the doors to get down and in. And in the center of the circular room, with the sort of cells being around the side, there is a pillar. They walk up to him, tie his hands around the pillar, and essentially sit him down, tying his feet up as well. The Admiral stands there, but orders his guards out of the room. Pilko finally comes to him with his killing sword, which is exactly the same sword that he currently has on him. It's just this one is in a red scabbard. Thank you, Pilko. Now you can fuck off. Go. Pilko sighs and walks off. I will leave it up to you boys to do the rest. I will stand here ominously in the shadows. And he physically says that, like he's just stood there.
So is this he's just chained up then?
He is like chained up around so there's like a pillar at his back, essentially, and they've tied up his hands around the back of this pillar.
Not really anything stopping him from... I suppose he wouldn't be able to go far, would he? If he just Misty Steps or something. Okay.
Not particularly.
So I've got Misty Steps, so I know it's line of sight you need.
How about
what if someone...
One of us does the interrogation, the other of us just stand in the possible exits from his line of sight, so we can only jump to where we see.
We've got guards as well, haven't we? And he's still there.
Yeah, so there's two guards outside. The two guards that were obviously there.
I mean, if someone just stands on the main door,
with
you
you.
can only get to the main door.
Perfect.
Yeah. Alright.
Get one of the guards standing there, sorted.
Yeah.
He's still unconscious.
He is still unconscious.
Right, I shall put my hand on him and give him 1 point of healing hands.
1 point of healing hands. You just say, oh, when did little people get so big? Oh. Well, this is fun. Hi, Admiral. You shut it. Oh. Looks up at Griffin. What's with the new digs, Griff?
I don't remember who you are.
That's fair. It was a long time ago. Huh.
Do me a favour and jog my memory.
Let's just, well, how much exactly do these people know, eh?
Maybe don't jog my memory.
Yeah. There we are. There's a good boy, Griff. So, I'm guessing by the crappy timber and the smell of seaweed and dog shit, was still near, probably in the Admiral's Tower now. Yeah. And here you all are. Fucking guardians. Last people I expected to see here. Well, two of the where are the other ones? You know, the actual impressive ones.
None of your business.
No,
How
no.
very dare you?
Piss off the trigger happy one in the room, why don't you?
Can I just kill him quickly? Just stab him, and then we can bring him back to life. Because that was a bit of a wasteful comment, I think.
You don't have the facilities for that, big man.
Looking at the sword in my hand.
Oh, no, the killing's fine. We can't bring him back.
Oh right, okay, right, fair enough.
But Matt, you do what you want.
I could waste having a level 4 spell slot to bring him back with like a level 2 spell.
Ben builds this fantastic
But that's it.
assassin character that's really intimidating, and Matt just stabs him in 10 seconds.
He said I wasn't cool.
And I wasn't the best of the Guardians, man.
He said I wasn't cool. Stabs him.
That's a valid reason.
Oramis triple Eldritch blasts the guy
Valid
with 1
reason
hit point.
Or an Oramis reason?
They are the one and the same.
To Oramis.
These are the same pictures.
So this guy just sort of looks around the room, looks at you, Felix. How the fuck did you get so big?
That's what she said.
Jesus.
Stop.
I mean, does everything grow? Like, you know.
I'll just give him a wink.
Don't wink at the deadly assassin we're trying to interrogate.
I like this one.
Good cop,
So
bad
come
cop.
on. Ask me all your questions and interrogate me. Knock me out and bring me back. I've done this a million times before. Let's just fucking get it over with so I can be on my way.
I'll just say, I'd have stepped away after our little interaction. Like, I'm not really, I don't know who's leading it, but I'm not really at the front anymore.
Sounds like Mazzy and Oramis. Both quite riled up.
What is your name? Who do you work for? What are you doing here? Why did you do that?
Well, my name's Scorch. Well, that's what people call me anyway. I mean, you guys got most of the brunt of why they call me Scorch, didn't you?
Oh,
could've done.
that's really inventive. Congratulations.
Could have done better. But thank you very much. So was it the cheating bastards?
Oh, that is not the name.
Interesting name.
Eldritch
There we are.
Blast. In the face.
Are you actually Eldritch Blasting?
No!
One day you're gonna joke about it, and it'll be someone you really care about, and Ben will count it.
I will make you roll for it. I will make you roll. It's when you've got like plus 15 to hit, and
Can
I'm like,
I,
roll, goddamn.
Can I mean, it's probably not going to work. Can I try and like intimidate him with like a little crackle of Eldritch Blast in my hand? Like,
Yeah, you can roll. Roll intimidation. Wait, do you have proficiency in intimidation?
Let me just find it. I don't have proficiency as such.
Okay, just roll a. Because you didn't like the crackling of sort of like Eldritch Blast. Roll me just a straight charisma check.
Okay.
Obviously, that being a spellcasting modifier, just to sort of see how impressive a crackle you can make. And yeah, it's you know, as you're sort of making these crackles in your hand, just sort of widens. It's like, oh, okay, you're these kind of interrogators. Interesting. Look, the one I work for, I'll say, said there were problems and certain people needed to be dealing with. Said Hallahan needed a hand, so I came to give that poor sod a helping go of it. And when I'm done, I'm to return.
Why does Hallahan need help?
Well, man can't be in two places at once, and with the admiral stirring up a fleet to go against him. Man needed taken care of. Don't worry, I got the others though. The admiral sort of looks down. What? You thought you were the other explosion in the city? Nah. Well, in case 3, your ship's goodbye. 3. You got 3 others. Yeah, the halfling triplets. Oh, I don't care about them. They're only small. It's fine. I mean, they were good friends, and their size did not matter. Looks over at Felix. Yes. Yes. It's fine. It's fine. We didn't need them. Walks around to the other side of them.
Goes and looks brooding in a different shadow.
Yeah, yeah, slightly now further away, just out of this guy's line of sight. Anything else you would like to ask?
Well, I've already asked this. What is Hallahan doing? Why do you? Who do you work for?
Do you just ask it in a different order every time?
Until I get the answers I want.
The first question.
I don't know what Hallahan's doing. I only know where I'm meant to go next to catch up with him, see what else he needs hand with. As for who I work for, well, you'll find them out soon enough. All of Ambyr will.
You're so scary. Do you know who I am?
Oh, I know plenty who you are, friend.
Clearly he knows who you are, Oramis.
No, but I mean, does he really know who I am?
I've been told. I've heard of your exploits. You guardians. Rushing round Ambyr, saving everybody. Do you ever just think, though, like, why? Why fucking bother?
The statues.
Alright, so vanity. Next.
Because it's the right thing to do. Look after the people. And also I killed a god. I'd just like to get that in there early doors so you know who you're dealing with.
Fair enough. Can't say I've ever killed a god before. Not that I
Pussy.
really believe you. I mean, gods can't die, can they?
Well, when they face me.
Sure.
What is this interaction?
I don't know.
I just relax my eyes. If I roll them any harder again, I might have an injury.
Feel free to hop in this interrogation, boys.
No, you're doing a sterling job.
Thank you.
Listen, I've been through this 1,000,000 times. You're gonna beat me up, you're gonna do the standard old crap, and you're gonna hope that I No. No. I work for a much higher power. Now, if you're gonna want anything from me, you have to lose that moral spine of yours.
Well, you already told us that you know where you're going to meet up.
And
where is that?
You know the place. You now have to tell us by law of
I don't. Forgive me, I've broken a lot of laws and I don't remember that being one of them. Come on. Just get this whole thing over with so I can go back to fucking sleep.
Kind of want to shadow blade him in the face. Any objections?
No.
He's not going to catch.
Yes. No, don't shadow blade him. Yes,
No,
objections.
Okay.
I'm gonna try again. Can I go up to him and like talk to him in a way that the others can't hear?
I mean, you can message him, although message you have to physically say it. Or they have to say it back. I can't remember. Is message where, like, does message work where you have to physically say the thing?
You
Or-
put the finger towards
I
the
don't have
creature
to
within range and whisper a message. The target and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper. So you do have to both speak the message out loud.
I see.
But it's weird that it says only the target hears the message, even though you whisper it.
Charm person.
I think
I guess it's
like if the
I guess
target's in,
it's
like, a
because
crowded room,
Yeah.
they hear it in their mind.
yeah.
Whereas anyone around you would hear you casting the spell to send the
Yeah.
message.
Are you casting charm person?
Yes.
Cool. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Ooh. I'll tell you what. What's this spellcasting thing? He fails.
Oh.
As you cast charm person, he's he's not even looking at you at this point. He's sort of like noticing Griffin sort of side-locked him a little bit, but doesn't realise it, and suddenly he's goes, oh fuck. And as you can see, he looks up to you and his eyes are slightly sort of like dilated. And he's just got a little bit of a droopiness about him now, a little bit of a sort of waiting on your command about himness. Not necessarily as aggressive, anyway.
Is that your last spell, Luke?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, he only had 2 of them, but...
I Misty stepped and I've charmed first.
Alright, so what would you like to
It's
do?
not Thunderwave.
Oh, cock, I can't use that then.
Track your spell slots. He's not charmed then. He's simply sat awaiting any of you to do something.
Go ahead,
He's
Griffin.
clearly been through this a lot of times
That was all
just to come up with something.
Oh, I don't. I will message him,
Hmm.
and I'll just say, I know you don't work for Hallowhand. I know you work for someone higher. We both know who that is.
Not anymore, buddy boy.
Yeah, that's my line of inquiry over.
Wow.
This isn't going.
You sort of look back up at you, Griffin. So, one point did you decide, instead of bloodied fist, you'd rather shiny bloodied gauntlets?
That's none of your business, Scorch.
Nah, just trying to make conversation. None of you are man enough to do what you need to do anyway, so might as well have some fun while we're down here, eh?
I'll go up to him and I'll put my war axe right in his face, as in I'll put it up close to his face, not plant it in his face. I'll just say, you would have no idea what it means to be a man.
Don't I know?
No, you take money to kill people. You do other people's commands. You have no free will. I serve a higher purpose now. One you could not even fathom.
Have you ever thought that maybe I do too? Have you ever thought that maybe something has changed? The land is changing, Griffin. People are changing, and when people come around, they will see that this is what we need. This chaos. And when she finally arrives, oh, I will take great pleasure in burning this world to the fucking ground.
I'm gonna strike him with my axe.
Yeah.
So we're not allowed to do that apparently, but you can.
He's getting personal, man. Oh, it's not really that personal. He's just threatening the whole world. But
Yep. Strike him with the axe. 1 HP. He's out. Was that lethal or was that not?
yeah, that was lethal. That was right in the neck. It was. Oh, I'm sorry. That was graphic.
Yeah. As he's saying that quickly, just spin your axe. I'll say you can make death saves for anyone who... He's going to make death saves for anyone who would like to potentially try and get him back as he's just slowly bleeding out for a minute. Go ahead, make his first one. He fails. Second one. He fails. Anyone doing anything at this point?
No.
No?
I generally don't think I can.
I mean, anyone can make a medicine check. I think Griffin's still got lay on hands.
I'm definitely not bringing him back.
The Admiral's just sort of stood there a little bit
we haven't got
wide-eyed.
any information out of this guy. No.
Yeah, I'm. If anyone moves to help him, I'm going to say that he's not going to give us anything.
I kind of got the same impression, and I wanted to do that earlier, but you were against it, and now you've gone and done it yourself.
Yeah, there's a reason. Yeah, I will not go into my history with someone I know as little as you, Mazzarious.
Fine.
My reasons are my own.
To pass.
Hello, Nevado.
Pass.
He's the man we need right now.
I mean, Doc's the man we need right now. Doc, that's the truth.
And as he's sort of sat there, sort of coughing and spluttering, he's not quite dead yet. I gave him things he has passed.
Yeah.
It would take just that tiny little bit more. I guess your axe is still technically in him.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to
lean into him
finish
and
it.
say, "This is your last chance. I'll make it quick if you tell me where he is." Hand.
Fine. Oh, fine. Fine.
Location.
Location.
Barren Islands.
Barren Islands.
Barren.
Yeah, as soon as he says that, I'm going to
Chunk. His head almost just relaxes into your axe as you do that. And he droops. Dead. That's the end of Scorch.
Sound like a very, very big character for very little amount of screen time.
Oh, it's like Boba Fett the whole way.
Can't wait for his the Book of Scorch. Here we go.
The Book of Scorch.
It's going to mainly contain stuff about Griffin's backstory, though.
At least that'll be the best bits. Like, the Admiral just sort of,
and I'm sorry, go on. I'll just say, just have a little think about what I've done.
it's fair. Yeah, the Admiral just sort of stands there. Dude, I couldn't hear him. Did we actually get anything out of that animal?
Yeah, I'll turn around, have quite a bit of blood on my face, or like a squirt, like a splash, and I'll just say, Barren Islands. Let's go.
Ah! Excellent. Who wants a brandy? And that's where we'll take a break. Tell me when we're going. Awesome, so we are back. This guy is now dead. The Admiral has escorted you out of this room, congratulating you all. He tells you that there will be drinks held for you in the sort of main chamber upstairs. To congratulate you guys, he's ordered Pilko to get one of the fanciest bottles of champagne they have, to commemorate the fact that he is not dead and you once again saved the city, sort of thing. But Griffin, he does ask, he pulls you aside and says, about that word I wanted to have with you, good sir. Friends, I'm just speaking to your friend Griffin here. We will be back in just a moment. Come with me, Griffin, please. And he walks along. And he gestures for you to go back down the stairs, but not down to the dungeon area where you were. Just one floor above that to a series of sort of long hallways. If you'd follow him, would you follow him at this time, or what do you want to do?
Has he put it across to him quite softly that he wants a word, or is it quite stern? Can I read anything from him?
It's
a sight check.
From the very basics, you can tell it's not aggressive. It's not anything like that. But yeah, you can make an insight check if you'd like to try and discern a bit more.
Quite genuine earlier.
Yeah, it is a fairly genuine thing. He's only maybe trying to sort of gesture just to you, given the situation of what happened. What's recently happened and things like that. Considering you did save his life after all, so does and yeah, you don't get any sort of aggressive intent or manipulative intent from this, I'll say. So if you would like, you can follow him.
I'll follow him, yeah.
He takes you down the hallway. He says, "So, follower of Tyr, god of justice, I wonder if your god would have thought what you did today was just. I wonder."
Still working on a bit of it.
Aren't we all? I mean, I want to tell you a little bit of a secret. I was never actually in the military. But here I am, a man named the Admiral. Aren't we all just working on ourselves to be the perfect self? And then sadly, once we become our perfect selves, we hold on to it for just a second, and most of the time we don't even know it. How sad. You know, man, who's a perfect self? My old quartermaster. When I was... How old are you? Good sir, you look... Actually, now that I think about it, you look quite old. Not when I was your age. When I was much younger than you. How old did you say?
Did you say I look old?
Older than I originally thought. Yes, well, I am 47, so this is looking good for your age. Anyway, when I was a much younger lad, I had a ship of my own, much like you and your friends, and much like you and your friends, we were mighty adventurers who would travel the coasts of Ambyr and take what we wanted, gave nothing back. That sort of camaraderie, that friendship we had with each other, it was the good days, the golden age we had. But for the longest time I was without a quartermaster and a first mate. I found my quartermaster eventually. My first mate I had a long time trying to find. You see, my father was a sailor, and he told me the first mate should be the first port of call, the first one you are ever to call upon in any situation. And I took those words seriously until I eventually found my greatest friend. He was much like you, a paladin of sorts, pledged an oath to the open sea and to Njord himself. He much like you did today, saved my life many times, and I owe my life to that man. And unfortunately, he died in protecting my own. It was a sad occasion. And I remember when he died, he told me to wear his armor, so that at least he could protect me beyond death. Well, fuck that, I said. It doesn't look very nice. My jacket doesn't quite fit around the bulkiness of it. It is a little too bulky for me, but... And he takes you down into a longer corridor and opens up an iron door. But I thought maybe another should have it. Another that I owe my life to today. Were it not for you and your friends, but when that fireball came in, mainly you, I assuredly would not be here. And just to tell you, he definitely would not be. That would have killed him. Now, I know it's not necessarily much to say thank you for saving my life, but, well, I figured maybe you could use it. He takes you down to the end of the corridor, and at the end of the corridor is a metal, sort of rusting iron cage. Within the cage is a gleaming set of plate armor.
Oh my goodness.
The plate armor is not basic by any regards. It's a lot of sort of overlapping plates to make sure that, you know, the wearer is protected. And on the very front, across the chest piece, is an anchor, like a ship's anchor. There are also small sort of engravings in the parts of the armor itself that almost look like waves. A little bit how people would engrave dragon scales into things, but instead it's small waves. You'd hardly notice it unless it was under the light, but it does give it a very, very unique sheen. It's non-magical, unfortunately. It is just regular plate armor, but he does offer it up to you to say thank you. He says, I knew having an Asamar around these parts would mean something. I was waiting for some kind of omen. I guess it was probably a good one. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, let us get merry. Slaps you on the back of the shoulder. Go on. That champagne isn't going to drink itself. Unless it's like that mimic bottle I got not long ago. That actually did drink itself. It was horrifying to see. You ever seen a drunk mimic? God damn, it was half wine bottle, half book. Terrifying. Walks off up the stairs, rambling about this this drunken mimic that he ended up apparently keeping as a pet for a little while and constantly getting it drunk and he put it in a big room of all of his stuff just to see what amalgamations and mixtures of things until eventually it died of alcohol poisoning. Continues up the stairs, greets back with everyone. If you want, you can put that armor on now. You can put it on later.
I assume we've got a location for Hallahan, don't we? I think we could all do with the rest, so I won't put it on now. I'll put it on before we set off for Hallahan at the Barren Isles.
The Barren Isles, yes.
Oh, I've got Barren. I know it's
Barrel.
Barren, as in Baron.
As in
Isles.
Not very much shit.
As in the Baron of a land. There's too much things for Baron. The Baron of a land. Yeah, Baron. The Admiral explains to you that the Barren Isles are essentially a bit like a set of very, very small islands, and they're almost stippled all across this sort of small cluster. A lot of the isles, especially in the sort of outer rim of it, are hardly bigger than a ship, you know. And even the largest island on there is about the size of one of the islands on the Shattered Coast. It's not very big at all. No one really lives there. Much like the Shattered Coast, it is a place where people used to go to get lost, but unfortunately the deep fog that sets over there every evening makes it a place for people to unfortunately die at sea. As obviously this fog, it's very hard to see things, crashing into islands and all sorts of rocks and spikes and everything like that. Yeah, not a very nice place to be. But apparently if that's where he's set up, then he'll probably be... It'll be difficult to find him, and he'll have a lot of protection. He does tell you about the fleet that he has. He has a few ships ready to go, and there's going to be a meeting tomorrow to discuss essentially the battle plan, and for everyone to meet you lovely people, and for you to meet the lovely people of their ships. He sets you up in a very, very fancy inn, if you would like, called the Silver Sphinx. It is a very, very nice establishment, the closest thing to sort of high society in the Shattered Coast, except he does warn you, like, keep your money to yourselves, because one reason why everyone looks so rich in there is because people are constantly pickpocketing each other. But that's by the by. None of your bar fights or anything like that in there. It's a very, very fine establishment. He's paid for drinks and meals and all that stuff galore. It is now... so you did all of this stuff today. It's now probably around 8 p.m. Nearly sort of getting to 9 p.m. What is it people would like to do?
Sleep.
Sleep. That is fair, yes. He lets you on your way.
So we're doing stuff in the morning, aren't we? We're meeting up with... Are we attacking tomorrow then? We're pushing for the Barren Isles.
Well, it's entirely up to you. There's a meeting tomorrow. That's as far as the admiral's essentially gone with the plan, really. But yeah. But yes, you can go to the Silver Sphinx. You can get very, very lovely, exquisite food. Large steaks and lobster and things like that. All lovely, lovely stuff. You'd all eat. And then you can go to sleepy sleeps. And you can all have the benefits of a long rest. Congratulations.
Beautiful.
Oh my god.
I'll give you all a second. Yeah, I didn't realize until this week, like, how much you guys had done in one day. Like,
Busy day.
Busy day. You fought on ships. You went into an old ruin. You fought a bunch of Safwagin. Safwagin, fam. You killed a Hydra. You fought Hallowhand and his druid friend. You
didn't really fight them.
I didn't get the chance to machine gun him.
Machine gunner. I didn't know you knew about that. I didn't realize I told you about that. But yes, you can all gain the benefits of a long rest. Wake up prime time in the morning. And what is it people are doing on this fine morning? The meeting isn't. You've woken up around, whenever you would like to wake up, but the meeting is around sort of 10-ish.
Looking into an enormous breakfast to cure this massive hangover.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
it is a...
How do you hit back?
Pardon?
How many hit dice do you get back?
It's half your max, isn't it?
Half of your maximum.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So lovely continental breakfast, bacon and eggs and pastries and all sorts of fruits and the things like that. All the while, a woman complains that there's glass in her food, but you guys definitely saw her break a glass and put that glass in her food. I'll put it this way: she doesn't look like the sort of person who would regularly eat at such an establishment. So the people almost immediately kick her out.
Scum.
Scum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you guys doing this fine morning?
Would there be anybody in this rather not not a great town. Would there be anyone here who could sell me some magical arrows?
You could find a magical shop and inquire about some. They might not have a lot that you would like. You can make
I need to go and inquire.
Yeah, of course. You can go and inquire, and they have one or two arrows that you might be interested in. So, first of all, they have 2 misty arrows for sale.
Perfect, because I'm missing 2 misty arrows from my quiver.
Ah, look how that worked out. They have 2 misty arrows. That is 50 gold pieces for me, good sir, or for the person.
Total, yeah.
Total, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. There you go. I have 50.
And they also have what they call silver arrows. It's just arrows with a silver tip. That's about it.
I've got silver swords, so if we ever need that, I'm okay.
Fair enough. That's about all she's got, really. Otherwise, she weirdly she does sell arrows, but she keeps them sort of slightly behind the thing. It's almost very evident that she's stolen these arrows from the blacksmith and is now selling them as her own.
Well, I'm actually very short on arrows because I've forgotten to pick them up on my last 2 battles. So,
fair enough. Well, if you would like them from her, she'll sell them for 3 copper. If you would like to go to a blacksmith, they'll sell them for 2 copper per arrow.
Well, I'm done here.
Excellent.
Thank you very much for those 2 misty arrows.
She bids you farewell. And yes, you may pick up as many arrows as you require, 2 copper per arrow.
Here's 18 copper.
Perfect.
So I've gone with Mazzy and sort of split off and find somewhere to sell my old armour.
So your old armour, yeah, blacksmith will definitely take that. What was the armour in question? It was splint. Splint. Where is the prices for all of the armours and things? Oh, Chantel. She logged in on my Discord. Armor. So, armor, splint armor. You can have 150 gold pieces back from your splint armor, as much as it is obviously sold. 100 and what?
175.
You can make a persuasion check.
Oh. Yes. Oh no.
Terrible.
150.
That's fair.
I can't physically roll that low.
It's the guy like does sort of want to give it to you, but you know you're an Asimar. He's almost there like maybe this is some kind of weird omen where actually I'm going to need this money and that's why he's here. So no, I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to give you this deal. No, 150.
I'll try and persuade him to go to 175, and then I'll just sort of look at it again, see all the dents in it, and go, yeah, 150 seems fair, actually.
Yep, so there you go. And you now have plate armor, good sir. Don't say I don't give you anything.
You give me plenty.
There you go. And just for reference, if other people had tried to save the Admiral, they might have had something different, but unfortunately Felix was the only one who wanted to save the Admiral. And if none of them wanted to save the Admiral, well, the Admiral would have died, and that would have been really sad. And you probably could have just gotten into a cellar and looted it anyway. Yeah, filthy animal. Is there anything that anyone else would like to do today?
I have
or this morning, rather. You have 12 pearls.
I wish
My, you can sell each of those for 50 gold apiece.
Do you want to
I have 3 of those, which I didn't realise. But
well, you guys can do the math. 50 gold per pearl.
I'm a bit stuck here, Ben. How much is it?
There you go. Well, I don't know. You said how many did you say you had?
I was joking.
Oh, okay, cool.
Very funny.
I can do 50 times 3, I think.
I should hope so.
Excellent.
That's the majority of your job, isn't it?
Yes, so there you go. You can all sell your pearls for nice, lovely little thingamajigs.
Some noble somewhere is going to get a nice bit of jewellery, unless we
Nice
sort
bit of jewellery.
These are actually poison pearls.
Is anyone selling any of the items you found yesterday, or are you keeping them on you, or are you what?
I think I'm going to keep mine. So I had a squid sea pearl amulet, and I gave Oramis an amulet as well. And one of them let someone breathe underwater.
That's
And
the
the other
one
one-
gave me.
And the other one gave you a walking speed underwater equal to 30 feet.
Okay.
Well, swimming speed underwater equal to 30 feet, sorry.
So I took the breathe underwater one, didn't I?
I think you took the swim speed.
No,
one.
you took
did
the swim speed
Oramis
one,
the
'cause-
breathing one.
I mean,
I
that would
already
make
have.
sense, 'cause you already have a swim speed, don't you?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
You were slow
Okay.
as balls.
I was slow as big dicks.
Yes.
Oh, I also have on here an uncut gem. I think that might have been what I cut off of the gem from the Underdark.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Does that have any magical properties? And if not, can I sell it?
It does not have any magical properties, and you can sell it for, I'm going to say, 35 gold.
Who am I selling it to?
A small little halfling man who runs a jewellery shop, probably the same place you sold your pearls to.
Can I tell him this is from the Underdark, so is therefore worth 50 gold?
He has no idea where the Underdark is.
Very far away.
Very far away. Make me a deception. No, it's not really deception. I'm going to regret saying these words, but make me a persuasion
How
check.
many of us are there?
I don't know how many. Were you guys all going?
Is this the same place we sold the pearls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured it
That
out.
means on there.
We're
Yeah.
all there, aren't we?
Yeah, I think you're all there.
Just back up and just send a message like, he's bullshitting you. It's not worth anything. Just send.
Well, that was strange. I was about to say, Felix, make a contested persuasion check against Oramis's to try and see if you can. But I don't think you can get higher than a 33, can you, Felix?
I'd like to see you try it.
Felix?
Yeah, but who's he going to listen to? The man in front of him or the mysterious voice in his head?
With an nat 20 man in front of him all day.
Yeah.
He could have divine
This
intervention right now. And he's
Oramis,
still listening
you've
to
gone
Oramis.
into detail about the Underdark, saying it is this place where, like, these pearls glow. Like, you know, you basically said, like, this pearl glows in the dark. And, you know, it does all this fancy stuff. And we, you know, we're the Guardians. We fought it when facing a god. This was in a god's chamber. And this guy's like, oh my god, yes, I want it. Grabs it from you, sells it to you, in fact, for 75 gold, as he believes it's truly better than its better than its actual price, and he really wants to get it before you sell it to someone else.
Smart move, my man. Smart move.
Smart man. Anything else anyone would like to do while in and around the Shattered Coast?
I don't think there's... Is there such a thing as a mana potion by any chance?
A mana potion, like a potion
Like,
to get your spells back. Unfortunately, no, there is not such a thing. You have that stone, which I've seen you thinking about.
Felix doesn't want to give me a spell slot.
Really your friend the way Doc is.
I mean, I can be quite persuasive.
Yeah, but you're trying to persuade me. I mean, Mazzy's your friend.
Mazzy's not really bothered.
White growth. Oh,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, spark growth!
At the very least,
Put
I
your
like
own
to.
spell in it, and then just rest for an hour, and you get your
I'll
own
stick
spell back.
your own spell in it. Fine.
I mean, I'll stick a spell in it if you want. I'm not telling you which one, though.
Gets this crowning moment with Hallowhand, and then JJ's put cast haste in there, so you just cast haste on Hallowhand, and it just eviscerates you next round.
Oh god.
Can I cast into my spell stone. In
Yeah.
this case.
Yes.
I mean, if we're waiting
Um,
a day, then I'll give you a spell. But otherwise, I'm not weaken it. Felix would weaken himself for Oramis at this point
Dick.
a bit of a dick move, isn't it?
That's fair. That's fair.
in time. There we go.
Can
Griffin calls
Can
you
I-
a dick standing over here with all his spells.
I stick a second level armor of Agathis?
Of course you can. Yeah, sure. Stick a second level armor of Agathis in there. I think by now it's probably nearing 10-ish. So from you guys walking around in the morning, trying to get to where you want to go, you can head back to the tower. Oh.
I don't suppose, being an incredibly seedy and shady place, there would be somewhere where I could sneakily sell a Hawksmoor diadem.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anywhere in Amber you could sell the Hawksmoor diadem, this would be exactly that place. You've obviously got this place where you sold all your pearls to.
Does this look shady enough?
Well, the place you've gone to is a very sort of very standard jeweler's. He's tried to make his shop look quite nice. There are plenty of shady people about. You can make me an investigation check to try and find someone who might be good with this sort of thing.
How'd you get this
Investigation.
He stole it from the library.
You stole it from the library.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're walking around, and you do notice just in this back alley, off even a side street of shops, there is this one particular jeweler's who looks like he sells a lot of ill-gotten gains, and it's sort of one of these shops where like he knows no one knows where his shop is. That's almost the point. But it's a place where he can sort of like sell his wares that he's probably gotten illegally. Not a sort of place that's in the public eye, but people will sort of like, people think it's like, oh, this golden gem that they found. You can go in there, and do you tell them what the diadem is, or is it just?
To begin with, I'll just tell him it's a very old. It's a relic. It's centuries old. It's extremely important.
Okay. Make me another persuasion check. Try and big up this diamond, as it were. Yeah, this guy's really sort of buying into this now. He's like, ooh, yeah, okay. This definitely looks like something. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to make him roll a thing to see if he might recognize. He doesn't quite recognize what it is, but he obviously knows the craftsmanship is excellent. The actual diadem itself is made of a very, very precious jewel that glints in the sunlight almost unnaturally. He's very, very interested. He's very, very interested in it, but will give you about 1,250 gold for it at the minute.
Okay, can I tell him that it is in fact the Hawksmoor diadem?
As soon as you say those words, his eyes like beam. He's like, oh, well, this has gotten very interesting. Walks to the back room, walks back with a very large chest, thumps it on the table. Inside this chest is around 2,000 gold pieces. I'm sure this will suffice for such transaction.
Can I roll an investigation check to see if he's lying about how much is in the box?
I mean, you can check the box if you'd like.
Oh, can I check the box?
Yeah, of course. He allows you to check the box. By the looks of it and the weight of it, does definitely seem like 2,000 gold's worth. You got no idea where he got 2,000 gold from, and this chest weirdly says something about dry bont on the front of it, so it's probably, even the chest is probably stolen. But there you go. But if you would like, you can take the diadem off your thing and add 2,000 gold to your inventory.
The special let me roll a persuasion check for more than 2,000.
You know what? Fuck it. Go on.
As if.
I mean, what are you? Oh yeah, fucking hell, man. 32.
I don't want to say you sort of brought that on yourself.
I did, but you know what? I love to see it. It's 2 rolls over 30. That's insane. That's probably a first on this, but that is insane. Yeah, he'll give you 2,250 gold for this diadem.
Yeah.
Boom. Add 2,250 gold to your inventory, Oramis.
Boys, we're going on holiday.
Aramis is suspiciously mugged on the way back.
You do get a lot of seedy looks when you leave, and this guy seems to sort of, as you leave, you can almost hear, especially you have very high passive perception, you can hear him suddenly talking to someone. I've got it. I finally got it to my collection. Ooh, this makes me tingly. A very, very strange man. Who, as far as you can tell, probably has a lot more stolen diadems and things within his collection as well.
Cool.
To get back to the tower in time, can everyone make a survival or intelligence check? But you've been here a couple of days now, so I'll say you can each have advantage on the roll.
These are always fun.
Nice.
Thank the Lord for advantage.
Thank the Lord for advantage. And who went on? Felix.
I wasn't going to bother with Azzy's 20.
Fair enough.
Might get lost by yourself, good man.
Well, yeah, that depends. Are you guys like all splitting off, doing your own things, or are you like, you know, sticking
I think
around?
the only separate person was good old back alley jeweler.
That's yes. You guys, although your rolls managed to make it back in pretty decent time. You're actually a couple of minutes early, but it seems most of the other captains. As you're passing through the streets, people are recognizing you now. People are cheering you. One guy comes over, runs out of the bar he's in, and hands like. Probably Griffin in his big plate armor and Mazzy in his armor too, the sort of 2 heroic looking ones, each a pint of ale, it being like 9:30 in the morning, but you still get given a pint of ale. Luke didn't like me calling him not a heroic one.
He's very sensitive about that sort of stuff.
And as you're walking across one of these bridges as well, you sort of just hear from above, dunk! A guy lands on your bridge from a bridge above, gets up, looks around, and keeps on walking like nothing happened.
This place, man.
You eventually do make it to the tower, where there is a lot more security outside. Not all the security is wearing this makeshift excuse for a uniform that the others had. These all seem to be hired guards, sailors of different types, who are all sort of like crowding around in gangs, like the crews of the different ships that are meant to be here, all sort of together, guarding the room. You guys enter and are hailed by the admiral immediately. Ah, gentlemen, men of the hour, so good you made it, and in perfect time as well. I would like you to meet these several men. These will be the men of our fleet. Over here, on your right, we have Saga, the men of the east, and you can see a bunch of fairly old-looking dudes, like really quite old-looking dudes, past their prime, but nevertheless, they still all wear like armor and they've got swords on and things like that. Definitely warrior types. One of them.
They called
Saga, who has like one of them, and only one of them looks very sort of sailory, who you can assume is the captain. The rest of them looking like sort of like past their prime warriors. He introduces a couple of other, a few other people as well. But the other people that you make mention of, or he makes particular mention of, are the crew of the Screaming Eagle, a group of all sorts of people. There are halflings, dwarves, tieflings, elves, all kinds of people on this ship, led by a dwarf in quite a very big, flashy, militaristic coat. You've got the Silk Arrow, a ship, the crew of a ship that is only elves, wood elves, high elves, all sort of different types, but they're all very sort of sleek and gaunt, and each one of them has a bow strapped to their back. Their captain is a woman called Captain Lady Jane, a very sort of sleek, tall woman. And finally, he introduces the rowdiest of the group, the men of the Storm Boar. The Storm Boar, they're a very large ship, manned entirely by orcs, well, half orcs, and some genuine orcs. They're all wearing very much non-sailoring gear, very classic orcish gear, just like either heavy armor or barely any armor at all. Tattoos all over them, drinking ale, like even though it's like 9:30 in the morning, all got big axes and hammers and swords and things on their back. None of them look particularly sailor-like, except for some of them like shark teeth on their necks and things like that. But they apparently have a ship. As he's introducing these people and sort of rattling them off, he finally comes, and this, my ladies and gentlemen, wait, what was it again? It was
The Dragon's Revenge.
the crew of the Dragon's Revenge. One of the men from the Storm Boar sort of thing. They thought they were cheating bastards. No, not the cheating bastards. No. The Dragon's Revenge, everyone. And then almost immediately, in unison, the entire room goes, ah. And then continues on with their conversations. It was alright, we are all here. Oh, yep.
I was going to message into Oramis' head that everyone here has a better ship name than he does.
Can't just shoot him a glare.
The admiral.
Dick.
The admiral steps up onto where his, it's not. I mean, I guess it is a sort of throne. It's sort of up on a sort of higher platform at the very end of the room. He steps on. Friends, we are all gathered here today to rid these seas of a scourge. The scourge being Hallowhand. He has taken something from all of us. Friends, family, and I'm sure a lot of money. One guy cheers when someone says money. No, too early for cheering. These are dark days, but I truly believe when we fight as one, when we fight together, and come against Hallowhand, lighter days will be ahead. But, like I said, we must all stand together. And speaking of standing together, that does mean we share the loot, I think. And in unison, the entire room goes, "Oh, come on!" Why? And they're all like shouting and raving. Yes, I know. But it is only fair. We have the location of Hallowhand, the Barren Islands, and assuming many of you know where that is. And I would like it to open it up to the more famous people here. I'm sure you've all heard of the Guardians. I would like it to open it up to them as to tell us the battle plan, as it were. Gentlemen, take it away. Steps off the thing and gestures for you to come up. Togo, write this down. This is going to be amazing.
Immediately going to step back and go, Alright, Guardians.
Just do this, just basically like the classic thing of we're all in a line and just step back. Any volunteers? Aha! After you, Aramis.
Friends, fellow captains,
Right down here, buddy. Got a fake voice, Malco.
the battle plan will be as such that I say we should do this very thing shortly with utmost haste.
Lady Jane gives the Admiral a glare, and then gives you a glare, and then gives the entire room a glare and goes, "We're all gonna die."
He's not even halfway through his speech yet. Give him a chance.
No, I think that's a fair assessment.
You may have heard that I will be promoted to the rank of Commodore.
What are the accents?
On this funny voice?
My voice
The
is
Admiral
not
sort of
getting
thinks up,
deeper.
not necessarily, not in the works. As soon as you say that, a load of people are just like, "Well, where's my fucking promotion? I've been here years." He comes in here for 2 fucking days and gets a promotion. People are like slight in uproar about that. The Admiral's like, "Yes, no, you can all have promotions. If we promote them all, that means they're all still technically at the same level." Idiots.
This Admiral's too precious.
How many ships are there? 6.
In total, the main ones that I mentioned, there were 5 plus you guys. In total, there is about 12.
5.
So you have the Screaming Eagles, the Silk Arrow, the Storm Boar.
The Silk Arrow, the Storm Boar. I've only got 4. Saga,
Dragon's Breath.
Screaming Hawks, or Screaming Eagles. Silk
Saga,
Arrow,
Screaming
Storm
Eagles. Yes, 4 plus you guys makes 5. Sorry.
Boar. Okay,
Dragon's
cool.
Breath.
I'm sure I didn't miss one.
In total 12. 12 ships to lead a fleet.
We shall all approach the island in groups of 3 or 4 ships.
Bane.
I just got what you said.
Oh, this is so good, Luke.
The swiftest ships will stay the back, with the bigger ships leading the line.
Yeah, I'm not catching a word of that.
Why he put
joking?
hand over mouth? Who invited the fucking orcs? Yeah, but why are you putting your hand over your mouth?
I'm very shy.
He's got a cough going on. He's just preempting. Like,
Oh, right.
Anyway, listen. What's going to happen?
he's almost got a split personality.
The rapid ones coming in from the back, and the big ones are going to lead the line so they can take the attack, and then we can flank them with the little ones. Okay. Sound good? Lovely stuff.
And give it up for Oramis! Yeah. Got the plan for the
We don't
ages.
know what we're sailing into.
We know
Well,
exactly what we're sailing into. Howland and his ship. In
We're not
the
sailing
island.
directly into Hallowhand, are we?
Well, if I get the chance.
He'll have a fleet of Safwagin, surely.
Oh, beware the
ships has he got?
Safwagin. He has a collection of ships somewhere between 1 and 100. Somewhere.
100. I'm out. 100 ships.
100 ships and there's fucking 12. Oh, we're all
I just said
dead.
somewhere in between. And also, there's 20 ships, but oh no, there is only 12. You said 12.
Yeah, no,
not 20.
there is only 12.
Um,
Immediately people start being like, well, we're all dead, we're all fucked, fuck it.
listen. I know you're not very good at maths, so let me break this down for you. 1 and 100, between that is 50, okay? But then the average of 1 and 50 is like 20. But realistically, if we're on the side of
How
caution,
this works.
It's like 5 ships.
An orc
It's likely
starts
to
like
have.
pointing at him. What language that? I don't know. That's maths, you fucking morons.
It's
Yeah,
barely
well, I'm not
maths,
sure
I'll
he
be
knows
honest.
how maths works either, so...
Ah, math. I see.
Is that crew here that found us, that met us on the dock?
No, they are not.
Oh, that's a shame.
They are not. But maybe along your way you did find, or you did see Matty walking along holding one single copper piece above his head going, I'm getting that fucking drink.
Legend.
Fucking legend. But yes. So the Admiral once again sort of takes hold of the room. People, let us all remain calm. Look, I think what Oramis was trying to say is that we need to work together as a unit. We need to be tactical about this. We need to be clever, you see. Hallowhand will be hidden within those islands, and we need to come from all directions in order to take him out. Now, I sadly will not be there. So, and I know you're all going to hate me for this, but I mean, how many of you have killed... Oramis is going to be... well, not necessarily Oramis, I must correct myself. The Dragon's Revenge will lead the charge. They have killed many things, first of all. Behind them...
Luke said, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Luke got stage throwing. Nah, too much pressure on me. You know what? My wife was a bitch anyway. I'm about.
God damn.
It's all coming up, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't even name her, so...
Hey, got a point.
Bethany. Bethany Ocean.
I miss. I dropped out of the call for like 2 seconds.
So the
You're
Admiral steps
talking
up
about
and
my
goes,
wife.
I think what Oramis is trying to say is we need to be smart about this. Now, I will unfortunately not be here. There is still a city to run. So, I'm giving the Dragon's Revenge the lead on this mission. They will be the boat to follow. Behind them, Screaming Eagles, Silk Arrow, and the Storm Boar will follow you. They are some of our strongest contenders and the only actually militarized ships. The rest of these people are, well, smugglers and foul traders. But they will follow you in, and there will be justice. There will be justice for all the undoings of Hallowhand. And in the corner of the room, in the silence of the Admiral speaking, you just hear an old man sort of shout, "We're all gonna die anyway. No matter what we fucking do. The man's fucking immortal. We're not gonna die. Oh, not this again, man. He's not immortal. He is immortal. You've all heard the stories.
I haven't heard the stories. What stories are these, please?
All heard of why Hallowhand has lived 200 odd years. Why he has never been killed by another man. No. Even if we make it to him, even if we are to sink his ship, he will not die. He'll only come back. It's happened before. That's all I'm saying." This guy sits back down. Everyone just shoots him a glare. Shut the fuck up. What are you even on about?
Mate, you can't just end your story there.
Are you gonna try and get him to say more? Or inquire to this guy, potentially?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we must hear what keeps him alive. If we want to do away with him for good, we need to take away the thing that makes him immortal. Do you know what it is?
Sadly, it's the one thing that we have no part in. The gods keep him alive. Or rather, A godly curse. Oh, he's not going to tell the story again, is he? Yes, I'm going to tell the story again, and you're going to fucking listen. The Admiral just stands up. Not if I have anything to do about it. This meeting is dismissed. We'll adjourn back here this evening and discuss discuss when this attack is going to happen. I'm thinking tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'm thinking this could be a good plan. Unless people have any other suggestions. When should we go?
I think as soon as possible, really.
Excellent
Right.
thinking, Griffin. Right this second. Everyone to your ships. Immediately,
okay.
everyone begins rushing. And someone's like, "Wait, no, not right now. We got prep to do."
Couple of hours prep, and then we'll go. Okay.
On the Paladin.
I'm a big fan of tomorrow.
Why are you a big fan of tomorrow? Are you going to say the same thing tomorrow?
Maybe.
We're going now.
The Admiral very sort of obnoxiously crouches down to you, Felix, and goes, "Sometimes in this world we must stand up and be greater than be more than our fears." I'm sorry, it's very hard to talk to you. My back hurts. We must be better, is what I'm saying. Couple of hours prep. We wait on the Dragon's Revenge. People begin to leave. But this man who was arguing stays, sat in the corner. And even at 10 o'clock in the morning, is sipping on a bottle of whiskey. So, you all haven't heard the tale. Well, you've come to the right place. I've told it many a time. Here's the tale of your doom. A long, long time ago, many years ago, thousands of years in fact, more years than a long time ago, there was a man, Sigurd Alfsson. His wife and child were lost in a storm, and he cursed the god Njord for everything. He cursed him so much that he rallied a crew together and laid waste to his temple on the coast. Laid siege unto it and left it barren and broken. Rumour has it is lost to the sea now. God Njord looked down on this and felt nothing but hate. This Sigurd wanted to be more powerful than the god, and so powerful he wanted to bring his wife and son back from the depths. And so, with the help of an ocean spirit named Calypso, he dabbled in the necromantic arts. Now this spirit Calypso was tricksy, was awful in her ways, and she asked for him to gather the souls of 1,000 men, women and children in a small vase known only as the vessel, a thing that can capture the soul of a being and use it for power. He did this deadly task, and when he returned, she offered to turn this into power he could use to bring his wife and child back. The god Njord was filled at this point with rage, and while summoning this ritual, he instead changed it with his godly might to a curse. A curse that laid upon Sigurdsson for the rest of his days. Sigurd died from this curse, and his soul was bound to his ship, his rage, his envy for Njord bound to it, and it passed on to his quartermaster, who became the new captain. A man who helped him with a lot of his dastardly deeds and drove him to be the evil man he became. It is said that this new captain, with Sigurdsson's soul steering the ship, had eternal life. He could not die of natural means, but he was changed, different, soulless. He had a fury within him that nothing could quench. And thus began the deadly tale of the Black Gale. Now, this ship was not always called the Black Gale. Often it had different names. The Queen Rose, the Dutchman, all the same ship from history. And it has gone from captain to captain, each captain dying and a new one being taken up. And it is this curse that keeps it alive, this curse of endless life. But a half-life. Not one worth living, and one that drives the user mad. It is said that what drives the person mad is not the fact that they are immortal or eternal, but it is the fact that they are bound to the ship forever, even beyond death. No heaven, no hell. Or so the story goes. Anyway, there are many different interpretations. There was a play about it some while back, but unfortunately the water effects got a lot to clean up and they couldn't be bothered. But there we go. That's one telling of the tale. And that is why you are all doomed to failure. Because when you go there and Hallowhand appears, there is nothing you can do to kill him. Nothing. And even if he does, the ship will only come back with a new master. This master, I guarantee you, as it always has been, is more deadly than the last.
So, from what you're saying, you can be killed, and someone else will take his place as captain of the ship.
Yes. But how long will it be before this person with the power untapped at their fingertips will turn into someone just like him? Every captain of this ship has become tainted with its power. Every single one. It's only a matter of time before, even if he dies, another madman sails the seas.
What of Hallowhand's connection to Dolus? Do you know anything about that?
I know not much about Hallowhand himself, but there was rumours that he was once was it a warlock or something? The man has been alive for over 200 years, so this is all speculation, of course. Maybe he did have some sort of connection with Dolus. I mean, God of Tricks would certainly be a strange one, but maybe. I do not know. But then,
It's a problem.
Okay, problem.
How do we solve it?
I do not know.
I mean, the ship sounds like the key.
Big fire.
Big fire. Well, that'll be me, boys. I'm off to the pub, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I own one. I'm not just a... maybe I'm a little bit of a drunk. He stares, staring down at his bottle. What can you do? Walks off. Walks off out of the room. The admiral turns around. He was a bit drab. Pilko, write down that he was a bit drab. For what, sir? Well, I don't know. My memoirs. You have no memoirs, sir. Pilko, do you want the cane again? Oh, God. Pilko, for some reason, begins writing and writing and writing. What would you all like to do?
Go get ready, I think.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about shit?
Oramis, are you happy taking over the role?
Well, it's very tempting. It's very tempting.
That's a difficult decision, isn't it?
It is potentially a difficult decision.
How do you destroy Mr. Assailant?
We find a worse curse.
We could beseech Njord to give us his strength and sink the ship and do the curse and kill the thing and end the cycle of violence.
Slightly out of character.
Hmm.
I think maybe a discussion with your god might not be a terrible idea.
Dolus?
Yes.
He's fucking useless, but I can give it a go.
I mean, the video game answer to me in this is we'd have to physically destroy, find a way of getting the soul of the ship out and then killing that.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's the vessel, isn't there? Surely that's what, is that not what the druid and thingy
Yes,
stuff?
so that is, as far as you could tell from the story, the same vessel, and it was used as a power source back then to fuel this necromantic ritual that Calypso had offered to help Sigurd with. What Hallahan needs this kind of power for now, you don't know.
Could we harness Hallahan's soul into it?
Yeah.
It'd be like a prison for him.
Maybe.
Yeah, but there's still the point of the fact that the original captain's soul is infused into the ship. So the ship is the bigger problem because it keeps creating evil captains.
I mean, look, I'm willing to be, take one for the team.
If you wanted to.
Maybe I can speak to Dolus and see what he's got to say for himself.
Yeah, you can try and speak to Dolus.
You did it, because I haven't known you very long, but I feel like no is my immediate answer. I'm not even hesitating on that. I think you would immediately turn into a horrible person and abuse your power.
I think
Very dare you.
this is obviously assuming that we've captured the ship. I kind of feel that we should sink the ship if we've got to that stage.
Is it sinkable?
It's like you said it.
If you believe Thingy's story, the ship is just gonna rise again because it's got this soul bound to it. So it seems like you need to remove the soul from the ship to make the ship mundane, and then it could be something.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd agree to that.
Potentially, yeah. If you wanted to have a word with Dolus quick before you go, you obviously can do. You can, or at least you can try and beseech his help in this matter.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hello.
Hello, Dolus.
Roll me a charisma check with your proficiency bonus. So that's whatever your charisma is plus 4.
Oh, that's terrible.
Plus 4 is 13.
Still bad. Could have been 24. But had advantage for no reason.
So you... How is it you're going about asking for Dolus's aid?
Well, he spoke to me through that mirror last time. So I feel like I would just pick up the mirror and start talking to him.
Yeah? You go back to your cabin, pick up the mirror and begin talking. And you feel something on your back. Something cold and strange and slithering. And as you look on your shoulder, suddenly there is just this silver snake peering at you, staring you right in the eyes as it wraps, like it pulls itself in front of you, but slowly wraps its long body around your other shoulder, and then round your neck, and then round the shoulder, and round your neck. And it just looks at you right in the eyes.
So, what did we think of that man's story? A little far-fetched, eh?
You could say that, yeah.
Calm your nerves, Oramis. He was wrong. About some things. Certainly. You see, the ship itself does not make one mad, but the kind of person that goes after power like that attracts rather miserable people. Now, Oramis, I want Hallowhand dead. I want him dead and 6 feet under dead. I want his fucking hand dead. But I don't want you to take over this ship, Oramis. Because if you do, much like he did, we're over. Maybe. I don't know. Definitely.
What's your connection to the ship?
My connection to the ship is the current captain, and it holds something he promised me. His a long time ago, a young tiefling boy came to me with thoughts of revenge for his wife or something or other. He wanted a certain ship captain dead, and he asked for my help. Well, I guess he was right. I guess I did come to him first, and he took the bait, much like you did, funnily enough. And I gave him my help. And he promised me the one thing I wanted from this boy was his soul. But you see, when you get aboard that ship and become that ship's captain, it takes your soul. You are soulless. That ship contains the souls of every captain that has ever owned it. Hundreds of men's souls and women's souls are within that fucking ship. And now, were it to take yours, well, that would be an issue, Aramis, because, you see, I don't like soulless people. And there are certain complications that come with giving soulless people power. And speaking to them, if you would.
So you can't speak to him. Is that what the issue is?
The issue is that he promised me his soul, and then he became the captain of a ship which took his soul. He tricked me.
I see.
And I need him dead. Dead as a fucking doornail, whatever that means.
Doornails are pretty dead.
Well, we both want the exact same thing.
Exactly, which is why I came to you in that poor little cave long, long ago. But hey, it's worked out, hasn't it? I mean,
So
look
far.
at us. I mean, you killed a fucking god. Lolth was a bitch.
You are quite right, my friend.
Oramis. Whatever you think, or whatever you're thinking, I would not take that ship if I was you. If I was you.
Okay.
But there we are.
Cut to Oramis taking the ship.
Any more questions or lingering?
Let me
Anything
think.
else?
Anyone else got anything that they want to ask?
We're not in this call, mate.
We have in this group chat, fam.
Lucy, do you want to ask Dolus anything?
I
Dolus.
don't suppose I can ask for a cheeky power buff.
No?
Sadly, that is not quite how this works, I'm afraid.
That's worth a go.
It was. I admire your thing, and I think I have given you plenty to take him. Potentially, he was very strong, but you've killed a god and you've killed many demons. But he's...
Last time we met.
He was emotionally
Yeah.
compromised, JJ.
I'm more
And
level-headed
yes, keep
this
your emotions in check this time. You could have had him, and you failed. Do not fail again, Oramis. You either return from that ship with him dead, or you return from that ship a pitiless man like you were before I came to the scene. Sound good.
time. Yes, not.
Excellent. Well, on that note, I think I'd better go. I'm going to be watching this battle closely, Oramis. Very closely. See you soon.
And the snake shrivels back, spins sort of around your thing, shrivels back, and just into a puff of silvery mist.
Damn.
Then settles on the floor. And with that, we will call the session there. Thank you all very much for coming. I will, however, ask, obviously next session being the potential ship battles, if you guys could pick which ships you wanted to be out of the Screaming Eagle, the Silk Arrow, or the Storm Boar. So, to break it down, the Storm Boar, essentially the tank. The Silk Arrow, essentially the rogue-like ship. And the Screaming Eagle is basically the same sort of ship as the Dragon's Revenge. So that is for Sam, JJ, and Matt to figure out. Obviously, Oramis, you have the Dragon's Revenge.
What? I'll take the Dragon's Revenge.
Go fuck yourself.
He's the captain of it.
We'll duel for it, Oramis. How about that, eh?
Okay, as long as the duel can start 60 feet away.
Saga is also the same, very similar to the Dragon's Revenge, except for a few weapon modifications and things like that. If you would otherwise like that one.
I'll take the Storm Boar, please.
Storm Boar, yeah. So you are a big.
That's right.
You are a brig, essentially. You have big ballistas and war drums, and you are run by orcs.
Guessing our individual character goes on the boat as well, like a lieutenant kind of thing, or
Not necessarily. This is they probably remained on the Dragon's Revenge.
Okay.
But this is just for you guys to play in the
a bigger naval battle.
in a bigger battle, so to speak.
Okay.
Nice.
But yeah, there's the Silk Arrow, obviously a elven-run ship, slightly faster but slightly smaller. Its main weapons are a load of literal archers on the deck of the ship, firing flaming arrows at people, or the Screaming Eagle, which is very similar to the Dragon's Revenge, or Saga, which is also another similar thing, but both have different weapons and slight different things they can do.
Well, I will say that basically, because I'm always on basically arrow duty, it'll probably be best. Well, can I not do that? Not be the arrow one. What isn't it called? Just because I want to be
the Silk Arrow. Yeah. No, I mean that's fair. If JJ's happy,
or
JJ's happy there.
There was another one, wasn't
Saga or the Screaming Eagle.
Not really fast. I won't fight over it and anyone else.
Fair enough. And then JJ, you can either be Saga, the Screaming Eagle, or the Silk Arrow. Either or. Don't have to think now. You can all think about it in the week. But that will be next session.
I'll be the Screaming Eagle because it sounds cool.
Screaming Eagle. Nice. And then JJ, you've got Saga or the Silk Arrow. I'll put in the week. I'll put those onto your character sheets for you guys. And yeah, hopefully next session we can sort out this battle. Big epic battle coming up. Hope you all enjoyed the session. Hope it was good. I hope everything made sense. Mainly, there was a fair bit of RP going on there. But yeah, thank you all for coming, and I'll see you chaps later.